Good morning. Today is our second podcast. We are going to address subjects very important about losing weight and curing chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and autoimmune disorders.
Yes.
So I would like to start this podcast asking you a simple question. So if right now somebody is craving a piece of chocolate, does it mean that they are hungry?
Probably not,
What do you mean probably not? You just confused our half audience.
because most people think all hunger is the same. But all hunger is not the same. There is hunger that comes from the body, there is hunger that comes from the eyes, and there is hunger that comes from our emotions. What is surprising is that a lot of people pass several years without ever learning how to differentiate between the three hungers. If we don't learn to distinguish between them, we end up eating to solve problems that food was never meant to solve.
Wow, that's powerful because it means that many times we're not feeding our bodies.
We are trying to feed something much more deeper. There is a simple test. If I offered you an apple or a simple healthy meal right now, and you will gladly eat it, well, that's probably real hunger. But if you tell me, no, I would rather eat a pizza, a piece of cake, or some chocolate, then we are probably dealing with a different kind of hunger.
That's interesting. Real hunger is looking for nourishment, and craving is looking for something specific.
Exactly. Our grandparents walked kilometers to find food. We walk 5 steps and we find 20 options for food. The problem isn't that we lack willpower. The problem is that we live in an environment which is designed to capture our attention every minute of the day.
So we are not just fighting hunger, we are fighting thousands of daily triggers.
Exactly. And once you understand that, you stop blaming yourself and you start designing an environment that works in your favor.
Okay, Sam, so here's an important question. Many people say when I'm sad, when I'm stressed, when I'm bored, eating makes me feel better. Why does this happen?
Because food can provide an immediate pleasure. When we eat something highly appealing, our brains activate reward pathways. And we experience a pleasant feeling. The problem is that this pleasure is usually temporary.
So I thought that pleasure and happiness were the same thing.
No. Pleasure and happiness are very different, and considering them as the same is one of the biggest misconceptions of our time. Pleasure is intense, it is fast and short-lived. Happiness or a deep well-being is usually built more slowly and lasts much longer.
And can you please give us an example?
Sure. Imagine eating an ice cream cone. It can give you a few minutes of pleasure. But spending an afternoon with a close friend, feeling loved by your family, or making progress towards an important professional goal can all create a much deeper and longer lasting sense of fulfillment. They are completely different experiences.
So the problem begins when we try to solve an emotional need with something that only provides a temporary pleasure.
Exactly. When we are feeling lonely, frustrated, or simply empty, we often turn to food.
Yeah.
Not because our bodies need energy, but because our bodies are looking for some quick reward. The relief comes, yes, of course it comes, but it does not last. Before long, we are left facing the same emptiness.
So it's like putting a band-aid on a wound that needs a deeper healing.
Exactly. That is why I always say we should ask ourselves one question. Am I hungry in my stomach? Or am I hungry in my life?
And a lot of people talk about dopamine and serotonin. So how do they fit into this story?
In very simple terms, dopamine is involved in reward, in motivation, and in desire. It drives us to want something. Serotonin is more closely associated with the feelings of well-being and emotional balance. The problem is that many of us spend our time chasing short-term rewards when we are really seeking is long-term fulfillment.
Oh, that's remarkable. So we could say that we are often chasing pleasure when what we are really looking for is happiness.
Yes, and that's where much of emotional hunger begins. Food may ease the emptiness for a few minutes, but it can't fill a life that needs connection, purpose, or love. Pleasure is consumed, happiness is built. I want everyone who is listening to us to remember one simple idea. Not all hunger is fed with food.
So how do we know the difference?
Well, if your body needs energy, feed it. But if your mind has fallen into temptation, because there is a lot of temptation around us, you step out of the house. There are advertisements on the roadside advertising food.
Yeah.
Lovely, tempting images. You pass by a bakery. You smell fresh bread. It is tempting. You see cakes in the window.
Yeah.
You enter a supermarket or a shopping mall, and there is food and there are smells. Everything calling our attention, and tempting us to eat. So, if your mind has fallen into temptation, all you need to do is observe it. Don't let go of your control. Don't fall into temptation. But if your heart is searching for something that it is missing, then don't give it food. Give it what it truly needs. Love, connection, or whatever else.
That's a very powerful reflection.
Yes, the goal is not to eat less. Food is important for our life. Food is important for nutrition. Food is the fuel on which our bodies run. The goal is to live better. And when we learn to recognize our different hungers, we begin to control both our health and our lives.
In recent days, I've seen a lot of people who exercise a lot, eat healthy foods, and yet struggle with weight and often die very young. So how do you explain this?
Well, exercise has a lot of benefits for our body. It has benefits cardiovascular. It has benefits in circulation. However, losing weight is not one of the benefits that will come from exercise alone. We need to exercise to improve the tone of our muscles, to build better overall health. But to lose weight, it is important to reduce the level of insulin that is circulating in our body. Even if you're doing a lot of exercise, if you're eating frequently, every time you eat, your pancreas releases insulin. As long as insulin is circulating in your body, it has the function of storing energy for later use. It does not let you burn the energy already stored as fat in your body. Also, when you are eating frequently, insulin is high most of the time. Your cells develop insulin resistance. You could be doing a lot of exercise, but your cells are already resistant to insulin. Every time you eat, there is insulin. Resistance to insulin is always the first part. Then comes the second part, which is resistance to leptin. Leptin.
Okay.
Leptin is a hormone that is supposed to give you a feeling of fullness so you stop eating. But when you become resistant to leptin, you have constant hunger. So the whole process gets into a vicious cycle. You were eating frequently because probably you were exercising and you were having hunger. Now, because of that, you develop insulin resistance and you develop leptin resistance. And the leptin resistance does not give you feeling of fullness, so you have more hunger and you keep eating and you have more insulin and you cannot get out of insulin resistance, you cannot get out of leptin resistance, so it is a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And it is that cycle that prevents you from losing weight. Because you have more hunger, you eat more, and every time you eat, there is more insulin, and insulin does not permit you to lose weight. The only way you can lose weight, even if you don't do that much of exercise, you have to do some exercise, of course, but if you don't do too much of an exercise, an average office going person, about 3 hours of exercise in a week, okay, good enough. What you need to do is have hours where you are not eating or drinking anything except water, so the level of insulin in your blood can drop, and then your body can start burning the stored fat. And
excuse me to interrupt you, but how long do you have to stop eating? So
there are different ways of intermittent fasting, which we spoke about in our first podcast. We spoke about a minimum of 14 to 16 hours without eating, only with water, but you cannot jump into it like that. If you have been eating 3 meals a day and suddenly you try to jump into 16 hours fast, you will collapse.
Really?
You have to ease into it. What I recommend to most people is to start with 12 hours of fasting. Have your dinner, that means finish your dinner by 7 o'clock in the night, and have your breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning. And there you have 12 hours, and it is not difficult 12 hours because about 8 hours in between you will be sleeping. So you actually have only about 4 hours of fasting. If 7 to 7 does not fit into your routine, change it slightly. Maybe 8 to 8 fits you better. Maybe 6 to 6 fits you better. But start with 12 hours. After you have done 12 hours for a couple of weeks and your body feels comfortable, you can increase it by having your dinner maybe 1 hour early and you're having your breakfast 1 hour late. And there you are 14 hours. Once you feel comfortable with 14 hours, only then step up to maybe 15, 16 and so on. As your body keeps getting comfortable, as your body keeps adjusting to the fasting hours, you keep increasing until you reach at least 18 hours. And if you are still comfortable, you could even go beyond. But you don't really need to go beyond that. 18 hours is good enough. You have to eat food because that is the fuel for your body. So you have to have a good relationship with food. You cannot say food is bad, I will not eat it. You will collapse because your body will have no fuel. You have to fuel your body. But if you do 18 hours of fast, you will lose weight very gradually, of course. You will lose probably 100 grams a week. Somebody who's very lucky could be losing up to 300 grams a week, but very rarely anybody will lose more than that. And 18 hours means you have 6 hours in between. In those 6 hours, you can eat, but try to eat healthy. Don't eat processed foods. Don't eat simple carbohydrates. Don't take liquid sugars like these soft drinks and these fruit juices. Don't do that. They immediately spike your blood insulin. So eat healthy. Eat in those 6 hours. Make sure in the middle of those 18 hours of fasting is the night time when you are sleeping. So it becomes easier because 8 hours goes immediately out of the 18 hours, and now you are actually fasting only 10 hours of awake time, which is not very difficult. If you are suffering from some disease like diabetes, like heart disease, like autoimmune disorders like psoriasis, arthritis, or something else like that, then yes, you have to make an extra effort and fast for more than 18 hours.
Now I understand it.
So, I would like to tell our audience, if this episode made you question your relationship with food, in my book, Hacking the Obesity Code, I take a deeper dive into these 3 types of hunger and share practical tools to help you identify them and transform them into a source of lasting well-being. Remember, the goal is not to eat less. The goal is to live better. And not all hunger is fed with food. Next time you open your refrigerator, I would like you to ask yourself one simple question. Am I hungry in my stomach, or am I hungry in my life?
Well, that answer to that question may change much more the way you eat.
Yes.
I want to thank all our audience for listening to us and following us. If you like our podcast, please give us a like, and please share this with others who might be looking to lose weight, cure diabetes, suffering from heart disease or other chronic diseases. Please follow us on our social media. Our Instagram is @Hacking Obesity Code and Hacking the Obesity Code on YouTube.
Thank you, Monica, for inviting me.
Thank you for coming.